Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Hi everybody, it's Taylor Collard here from Combat Sports UK. I'm delighted to be joined by James, the bastard. Lewis, James, how are you doing?
I'm great, mate. Thank you. Good to be talking to you.
Perfect. Thanks for jumping on kind of in between your training sessions. I know it'll be a busy time for you in the run up to the fight. So speaking of the fight, 29th of July, Oktagon 45. You are on the Saturday night. They got two events that weekend. You're fighting on the Saturday against Vladislav Kanchev. How are you kind of feeling at the moment? We're just over a week away from the fight. How are you at the moment?
Yeah, excited, mate. Excited to get out there and get involved with all the stuff that comes with fighting on an octagon show. There's always loads going on, and it's always good to be involved with.
Oh, brilliant. So, when do you fly out? When do you fly out to the Czech Republic?
I think it's the Wednesday. I think it's a week tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So, do you have kind of like a fight week routine that you go through, or do you just very much take every fight as it comes? Every fight's kind of different in that sense.
Yeah. Take every fight as it comes. It's usually me leaving stuff to the last minute and running around like a blue ass fly trying to find stuff that I've forgotten, stuff that I need, and it's normally pretty hectic. But I normally make it that way, being disorganised. So.
And does that kind of tie in with?
Anyway.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I just say it takes my mind off the fight anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine if you keep yourself busy, right, gets your mindset kind of a bit straighter. And is that like, in terms of this camp, how has this camp been in the run up for this fight? Have you had a long one, a short one? How are we looking in the run up to next week?
Well, it feels like I've been in training camp for about 6 months, to be honest. Obviously, we had the fight fall out in February. I was meant to fight Stolze in Germany due to me getting injured, and then we were meant to fight Dominic Schober. We got out there. He had some problems making weight, so that fight got called off. So, as I say, mate, I feel like I've been in camp since like Christmas time, before Christmas. So I'm well ready to actually throw some punches now.
Yeah, you must really be itching for it, because your last fight was back in September was a real brilliant performance against Salim Tapez, and you got the first round submission. You kind of really went for him right at the beginning, almost as if I think had you known you'd be out for 8 months, maybe extended it out a little bit. But kind of what have you taken from that fight, even though it was a while ago, and you're still kind of riding the momentum of that victory?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the performance there, it was more just the way I felt, really. I felt like you could have put Francis Ngannou in there that night when I was walking out. I'd be terrified of him if you put him in this room now, but
yeah,
the way I felt walking out that night, felt like everything came together really well. So, yeah, just really felt like I've really matured as a fighter and just ready to start putting the performances together now. And I think that was a really good display in that sense, because even though I finished him early, I wasn't really looking for that. I was just going where the fight took me, and ready to do the 15 minutes. And then the same for this fight. I'm ready to do the 15 minutes, but if an opportunity presents itself, I'll take it. So just think I'm getting a bit more mature in my performances now.
Yeah, and I mean, and you use that word kind of mature. What would you say about that performance in, specifically that you felt, we really nailed this aspect of the fight that you might have been working on going into it?
Yeah, I would just say mindset, because I think, I'm lucky to have a great coach in Tom Blackledge, and, we're always acquiring skill acquisition's a big thing. We're always learning and improving as a fighter. And I just feel, mindset wise, it all just sort of clicked into place for that fight. So, and I think obviously, if your mind's right, the rest will follow.
Mm-hmm. And was there anything specifically you did, kind of any visualization, or was it just more down to your coaching and your team? I remember Michael Bisping talked quite heavily about how Jason Perillo did that for him. So is it kind of like a similar relationship that you built into that fight and obviously going into this one?
Yeah, very much so. I wouldn't say specifically for that fight. It's just something we've been working on over the years,
Mhm.
in general. So yeah, I wouldn't say specifically for that fight, but yeah, just a lot of work that we've done over the years, and it's just starting to come together now. And I think it's only up from here now. So I feel massively confident going into this part of my career.
Yeah, and how does it kind of feel? Kind of Octagon are blowing up in Europe at the moment. They've done some shows in Germany, obviously around Eastern Europe as well, and they're looking towards the UK later on in the year. How are you feeling kind of about the promotion as a whole and being kind of in the wave of their success as well?
Yeah, I mean, I feel very fortunate to be honest to get involved with Octagon now.
Mhm.
I feel like I've just got in at the right time, if that makes sense. And as I
Mhm.
say, with that performance last time, I feel like the path's laid out in front of me now, and it's up to me to take it. I think Octagon is going to go from strength excuse me, from strength to strength now. Uh, and I think they'll be the biggest promotion in Europe without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely on route to doing that. They're putting a lot of investment into kind of UK MMA, and they're coming out to Manchester in November. I saw you said on social media that you kind of got your tickets sorted out. Is it somewhere you hope to fight card, or are you just literally going to go as a spectator and just enjoy the atmosphere?
Yeah, no, I'll be fighting on that card. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And yeah, that's going to be my homecoming. That show. That's going to be. I'm going to make a big statement on that show. Obviously, we've got to get July sorted out, but I'll definitely be on that show in Manchester, and it'll be nice to come home and fight in front of the UK fans again, and in front of my supporters and family again. So yeah, I'll 100% be on that card.
No, yeah, that'll be a fantastic occasion. Obviously, you got this fight coming up on the 29th, just about 10 days away now against Vladislav Kanchev. What do you know about him? Are you somebody who watches a lot of you can say tape, but I guess video on your opponent? Kind of what are your thoughts leading up to the fight with him next weekend?
Yeah, I'm not someone who ever really watches a lot of film. I have obviously watched some.
Yep,
My coach watches a lot. He's very
yep.
studious in that way. So I usually just watch a bit. Tom will watch a lot, and we'll come together and put sort of a game plan together. Um, Kanchev's a good fighter, strong, explosive, but obviously we've seen things that we can exploit as well. So uh, again, I'm ready for a 15-minute war. I think it'll be a real good fight to be honest for the spectators. Um, but yeah, obviously we're only going out there for that win, so looking forward to it. I think it's a really good fight on paper, to be honest.
It's definitely really exciting. I mean, if you look at kind of both of your MMA resumes so far, his what stands out from him is the striking. You know, he's finished a few fights with striking, whereas on the other hand, you've kind of showed a bit more mixed martial arts to your game. You've got a few submissions, some striking as well. Do you kind of see your well-roundedness as a huge strength going into this fight against him, or as you say, you just kind of going for a war? Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, no, I do think I am more well-rounded than Kanchev, yeah, and I do see that as an advantage. Um, I think perhaps he's a little bit one-dimensional, um, although he is dangerous. But yeah, that's why I think I win the fight. Really, I think yeah, I'm a bit more well-rounded, and a bit more skilled, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're ready, kind of wherever the fight goes, and without kind of spoiling any game plans or anything like that. What do you kind of feel like from this camp has been your biggest kind of work on and strength that you've developed? You talk about that skill acquisition. What do you think from this camp going into this fight has been the kind of standout thing that you've learned or worked on?
Yeah, I just think we've sort of doubled down on what were already my strengths. Really, we worked a lot on controlling against the fence and stuff like that, and top pressure, which is nothing new to the people who've watched me. Really, but that's what I do. But I just think we've really sort of doubled down on that and really improved. And like, if I get on top of you're going to struggle to get up. So, but yeah, I think we made a lot of improvements in all areas, really.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if that toppers fight is anything to go for, like you say, it was already strong there. So if you're still making more and more improvements, then the only kind of way is up. Um, in terms of your MMA journey, kind of getting to this point, do you feel like now you're almost reaching a peak, or how would you say the journey's gone up until this point, and how are you feeling in yourself?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm hitting a peak at the moment. I think it was a bit of an underachiever, to be honest, and then had a lot of injuries. I had a period there of about 3 or 4 years. I had a lot of surgeries.
Hmm.
What that did was make me very resilient. So I feel like I can't really, whatever you throw at me in the cage, you can't really affect my mindset, if you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
um, and I've just been acquiring skill over 10 years. One of the best coaches in the world. So I think with those two things combined, I think I'm a really tough guy to beat now.
Yeah, so the mindset's so important and so kind of overlooked, especially I think in the fight game. When you see the guys that tap into that, it really kind of works out. I was talking to Carl Driscoll about it as well, and he talked about the mindset side of it. So that's something that's massive in the game, and it's great that you're channeling that energy through your coaching team, and then taking it into the fight. So just kind of as you kind of go towards wrapping up, outside of the cage, you're a big Liverpool fan, from what I believe. How are you feeling about the upcoming season and the midfield rebuild, and everything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I was screaming all year last year for them to put Trent in midfield. So I think they're finally looking at doing that, aren't they? And looks like we've made a couple of good signings. So yeah, I'm actually feeling confident next year. It's just City, isn't it? Just City.
It
But I
is,
think we'll be
yeah.
back up there next year. I think we'll be back challenging next year, which is the main thing.
Yeah, looking
But
at that midfield, bulking it up a little bit, getting the strike force together. I'm a Chelsea fan, so don't worry, you can't do any worse than how I've been feeling over in the postseason.
yeah, a bit of a rebuild there, isn't it?
I don't even know if it's a rebuild or literally just from the foundations to do it all again. But hey
Yeah.
ho. So no, that's exciting. One last thing I'd like to touch on with you. I saw on Octagon Social kind of did a get to know the fighter, and they mentioned that you work for a charity supporting adults. Can you kind of go through that a little bit and tell us a little bit about that, what you do outside the cage?
Yeah, so I work for a charity called McIntyre. We look after individuals with special educational needs
Hmm.
in a residential setting. So basically, just going into their homes and providing them with one-to-one support so they can live their lives. Basically, anything they want to do, we support them to do it. So generally, work with a chat with autism. We get about
Hmm.
the town of Warrington causing trouble, causing murder and mayhem. So yeah, it's a good. I don't feel like I have a job, to be fair. I do
Yeah.
that and fight and do a bit of coaching. I do all the stuff I want to do. So yeah, very lucky man.
Yeah, and I guess that's quite a change of pace as well from kind of your day-to-day training of acquiring skills and fighting, and then going and looking after people and taking them out and about and making their lives the best they can possibly be, right? It must be a real, like you said about that mindset, real change.
Yeah, it is, and it's a nice change, to be honest. When you're training, it can get quite monotonous. Train in the morning, rest, train in the afternoon,
Hmm.
and it's nice to go and spend the day with the guys and switch that off a bit, really, and get involved in a different side of life. So it's something I'll probably never give up, to be honest with you. I do a lot less than I used to, not full time anymore, but I
Hmm.
really enjoy it. And obviously, there's 5 gentlemen that live in the house that I work at, so I've got to know them a lot over the last 5 years. So yeah, it's really good, very rewarding.
No, that's amazing. Do they kind of set up like a little watch party and things like that when you fight, or how does that go?
Yeah, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do tend to watch it. Um, there's always a lot of build up, but then when I come home and I've won, they don't seem to care. Then there's no celebration. But yeah, I've been told my my mate who I work with a lot, he's been telling everyone I'm going to win. So
Yeah.
he obviously knows the score. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. Congratulations on that work. As I said, that must be tremendously rewarding as well. So, have you kind of got any shout out you want to make? Maybe a little prediction for the fight as well. You obviously said earlier a bit of a war. You see it being a 3-round war, or how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm ready for that. To be honest, I think it's going to be a tough fight, especially in the early going. He's going to come out quite explosively, I think. But yeah, I can see me wearing him down and possibly getting a finish late on. To be honest with you, but I'm welcoming that war. You know, that's what we want, isn't it? I want that scrap. I want that battle. So yeah, 100%, 100% a win for myself. But I think it could be a stoppage late on.
Brilliant. And any shout outs you want to make before we head off?
Just a big thanks to my team at Black Ledge MMA. We currently had a bit of a rebrand. We're now the Fighter Blueprint Academy. Good to get that out there. Thanks to all them. Sam at Science to Health has been helping with my nutrition. My wrestling coach Mark Cocker. There'll be people I'm forgetting here, so I apologise. But just thank you for everyone that's my wife for cooking all my food for this this camp. All these recipes she's been getting. But yeah, just that everyone knows who they are, and thank you for, because it's MMA is definitely, people think it's an individual sport, but it's definitely a team sport. So thank you for everyone who's helping me actually get into that cage. So yeah, if I'm forgetting anyone, I apologise, but thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant. So James the Bastard Lewis fighting 29th of July, Oktagon 45, the Saturday night against Vladislav Kanchev. Thank you so much for your time. On behalf of everyone at Combat Sports UK, we wish you all the best in the fight.
Thank you, mate. Pleasure.